Highway Code Rule 112, the horn. Use only while your vehicle is moving, and you need to warn other road users of your presence. Never sound your horn aggressively. You must not use your horn while stationary on the road, when driving in a built-up area between the hours of 11:30 p.m. and 7 a.m, except when another road user poses a danger. For me, that was really nicely done, and there was nothing that fell outside of the advice of the Highway Code. But in today's video, I'm going to be looking at a few situations that are open to interpretation. Have a look at the markings in this clip. The right lane turns right, and it's the left lane that continues ahead. And we're going to be watching the silver Golf to my viewer's right. My viewer gives them a little beep. The driver of the silver Golf takes offence.
Go on then.
And even goes to get out of the car.
What are you doing? Go!
This over-the-top reaction is commonplace for a non-aggressive beep of the horn. Some people only think that the use of the horn has to be prior to an event happening, not after. And for me, that's not the case. My viewer had been missed, or maybe even ignored. But was there a problem with my viewer saying, "I was here, mate," even though it was after the event? Or could that little pip of the horn be seen as a reprimand? Here's another scenario where I think a little pip of the horn is perfectly acceptable. Have a look at the vehicle that's having a WhatsApp wait at the green light. There's a potential danger from vehicles behind, so a little pap of the horn here is fine in my opinion. I think this use of the horn started off okay, but it turned into a little bit of a reprimand. Let me know what you think. It's a little bit of a shame that, because my viewer had spotted the danger really nicely. This one's definitely a reprimand. There's no excuse for the terrible emerge though. Here are a couple of examples of me using the horn, doing some instructor training back when I had the Tesla. And even without a signal, we could see what's going on. Is this Alpha car a problem to the right? But notice,
Yep.
I showed them with a beep of the horn,
Yeah.
of what I was doing.
Yeah.
So that was all about communicating with people all around, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
All right.
right.
So we need to fix faults. Use of the horn is
To show you up here. To show where you are.
yeah. Say again?
You can get through there.
Do you know how much space you should give a pedestrian?
Yeah, I know, but I was in the car. I live here, when school's here,
Uh-huh.
I know you can get a bus through
I know, but until I see that you are seeing me, I'm not going to go past, am I?
there. With an electric one, because you can't bloody hear you.
Absolutely. Horn use on its own can't guarantee safety. You've also got to adjust position and speed sometimes to make sure you're going to be safe. This was done nicely here. I also liked the couple of beeps to make sure they had been heard. Another piece of excellent horn use. My viewer recognised they could have been stuck behind the A-pillar blind spot. How long you use the horn also has a massive bearing on how it's received. This was required, quite nicely timed, but honestly, way too long for me. It turned into a reprimand in my opinion. For this clip I don't think the horn was required whatsoever. A back off of the gas would have dealt with this borderline emerge. I've also muted some of the swearing that happens now. My viewer was not happy about that driver. I think my viewer got this one about right. The situation became more dangerous when the emerging vehicle tried to do its second turn. My viewer correctly beeps the learner driver. If you're on your driving test and you find yourself in the left turning lane at a roundabout, go left. The instructor's definitely to blame for that one. If this was an examiner on driving test, I would have expected the examiner to intervene way before that got to that situation. In summary, the horn is required to warn others of a danger they might not have seen. And that danger is usually the horn user themselves. Maintaining or even increasing your speed up until the last moment just so you can blare the horn is an easy way to tell that you're in the wrong. And when you do hear a lengthy horn note, sometimes that can just be equal to the amount of danger you've just put someone else in. However, I would like to add I do think that was a little too much. The rules are quite subjective and open for interpretation. At the end of the day, my viewer was just making this person aware that they were there, and it wasn't aggressive. And I'd also like to ask this question. Is there a possibility that this driver in front may have learnt something from my viewer giving them a couple of friendly beeps? I'd like to finish off with a word of caution though. The BMW that comes round from the right side and blocks my viewer has come from the inside of the roundabout. It's pretty much impossible for them to see that they're going to be blocking the road. They do the best job they can to tuck it to the left hand side to keep out the way, but I'm pretty certain many people would have been straight on the horn lambasting them. But my viewer correctly shows some patience and just waits for a gap for them to be able to emerge safely. But they do beep someone else in a moment. So my final point is this: if you're going to use the horn, there needs to be some observation and some thought behind it. Do not use your horn as a stress ball. This next driver clearly sees they're going to be blocking the road but continues anyway. Hopefully this video's made you think about your horn use. Keep safe everyone, I'll see you soon.